if we jump back 2,000 years, Kevin Samuels, high value man, was one of the money changers. Yeah, that Christ is turning the tables over.
Like, in terms of culturally, the influence American culture has on us. And like, what? Because, like, take for example Tariq Nasheed and the work he's doing over there, and now he's gone ahead and put forth the FBA movement, the Foundational Black American movement, and he wants to, like, you know, not distance himself, but he wants to, like, show like a clear difference with how pretty much what you're saying is what's happening over there. They use the term black.
It's happened before. There's a whole Hebrew Israelite movement. You're a Hebrew Israelite. Like, look, I haven't got time. I ain't got time. The name we were before we were split up. What we were called before we were split up were Hebrew Israelites, right? Boom. They're going to take Hebrews. Like, you still got places in West Africa with Hebrew names. Give me a break. That's when we were scattered, and they're over there. So, whatever version of Hebrew Israelite you want to get into, you want to go GMS, you want to go ISUPK, you know, the one where we're all in purple, ICUC, I think.
ICUK. There's so many.
There's a few, but they're all like essentially at the tenet. They're all right.
Yes.
They're all right. So it depends. It's just dependent on how deep you want to go into the philosophy and argue. But essentially, they're all right in terms of the lineage, in terms of the family lineage, right? Yep. So you're not foundational Black American. You were taken there for slavery, yeah. Mm-hmm. You were whipped and built that shit. If you were a foundation of it, then you'd own some of it, right? What do you found that you don't own part of? You were a slave and you were made to work. So am I with that? No, I'm not with that. I think it's stupid. Who is it who said it? Was it Khalid Muhammad in a Louis Theroux interview? He said,
"You can't be serious to ask me to give up Africa for the gilded cage called Harlem or any other so-called reservation or ghetto inside of this strange land, picking up the filthy and indecent and wicked habits of this strange people. No, I don't think so, Louis. We need a nation of our own, a land of our own. We must have freedom and independence. We must have freedom indeed."
And that's what America is gilded cage. They were taken there to serve slavery, right? Nothing is going to change. And newsflash, perception of white Americans on blacks is not going to change.
That's not going anywhere.
It's not going anywhere. It's not going to change. And you can strive and work towards, and it's not going to change. It's going to hate your black ass, right? So, if there was one, I'm 100% GMS in terms of philosophical outlook on things. But if there was one person that caught me, right, in terms of actually doing something legitimately, that was Grandmaster Jay with NFAC and the Standing Army and all the other gun club affiliates. Yeah, I don't know what's going on at the moment, but the country was scared of them being unified. I know they had their Generals Day. 100% support them, 100%. My heart 100% is with 100% of all of them, but unification is what they're most scared of. How they don't know that. I mean, maybe they've got problems about who they're unifying under, but like that for a brief moment they had the world shook and paying attention when they were unified. Now there's no unification. They've made a public statement of being generals out there doing something else. We're doing our thing. We're not as, in fact, yeah, cool and everything. But the right wing in America have gone, oh, thank God, let's get back to killing niggers. And they've got back to killing niggers. And there's no documentary that you can release, right? There's no Facebook or YouTube show that you can do, right? That's directly going to stop white supremacists and killing you, right? In the same manner as having boots on the ground and turning up on the spot armed. There's nothing. There's no argument. You can. So I like to eat the meat and spit out the bones. Yeah, I rode with Tariq Nasheed for a long time. I even got one of his T-shirts here, the Haitian one, right? Contribute towards the documentary.
Yeah.
Right. Eat the meat, spit out the bones. He said a lot of positive stuff, right? And then he said some stuff where I've just gone, whoa, thanks a lot, thank you very much. It's okay, thank you. right? But
Because
then I've
that's pretty much what I'm going for at the moment.
Yep.
There's so many individuals that I do listen to
yeah,
that even they have like opposing views about one another.
Yeah.
They don't get along.
yeah.
But I listen to all of them.
I listen-
I watch, because there's like you said, there's always positives you can take from everyone's message.
Eat the
And
meat,
there's a-
spit out
and
the
there's a lot-
bones.
Yeah, and there's a lot you can discard as well.
Right. There's a lot you can
So I
say.
listen to your Jason Blacks, your Professor Truth, your
Right.
Tariq Nasheeds,
Yep.
even Dr. Umar. A lot of people don't like Dr. Umar, you know.
I like Dr. Umar, but the moment I made a video praising Dr. Umar, he just went and done some out of pocket shit and started attacking Kevin Samuels. I'm like, Dr. Umar, what's the matter with you? He just done the school and he was there with the pom poms. Ladies and gentlemen, here are the pom poms. Ladies and gentlemen, here are the pom poms for your girls. Ladies and gentlemen, here are the pom poms, and we'll be shaking them. Ladies and gentlemen, the pom poms for your little girls when they come and cheering on the team. Ladies and gentlemen, they go, yeah, Dr. Umar. Yeah, that's what
wifeys.
Yeah. Oh,
TVs. I my chair when I saw that. I said, this guy got
oh, Dr. Umar kills me. But like, here's the thing. Here's the best analogy I can give. Here's the best analogy I'll give. I was trying to talk to my daughter the other day, right? Love Dr. Umar to bits, but then he turned around and attacked Kevin Samuels. Love Kevin Samuels to bits, but you know, Kevin Samuels is an American solution for an American problem. Do you understand? Although what he says about Western women is 100% true. I look at all of these guys like an infinity gauntlet of blackness. Yeah? There's an infinity gauntlet. In the middle, for me, I've got GMS. That's the middle knuckle, right? That's the middle knuckle, right? On the right-hand side, for a bit, it was Grandmaster J. It still is Grandmaster J. On the left-hand side, it will be someone like Kevin Samuels, yeah? I don't know. Give me someone else who's really good out there, who I listen to. I don't know.
I would say Jason Black is pretty, you know, he's
you could have Jason Black. You can have
consistent.
or you could have Professor Griff. Do you understand? Right? You could have Professor Griff. Right? Each one is a legitimate thing, and it's like each stone is different. Right, each stone has so the Dr. Umar stone, right? Okay, you're sorry, yeah, we're gonna have like sorry, we got GMS in the middle, right? I'm gonna put Grandmaster J on the right. I'm gonna put Dr. Umar on the left. The Dr. Umar stone, right? It's pure. He's gonna praise black women. He's not gonna see all the stuff that we're talking about. He's not gonna acknowledge all the stuff that we're recognizing at the moment. Is his stance correct? Yeah, it is in a pure time. Yeah, we're not in a pure time, but he's like control. Yeah, I understand it. Yeah, I understand where he's coming from. It's like, is this stuff like? Does it sound like he's simping for black women in this time? Yes, it does.
This is the point I'm trying to make.
But hold on, hear me out.
You and I,
go on.
are probably the only ones that have this kind of mindset,
right?
In terms of, you know, collectively taking all everyone in.
That's right.
Taking it good.
That's right.
But brothers, when they find out, oh, what you listen to Umar? Oh, you were simp.
Yeah.
You were simp. I'm like, bro, I know he has that element to him, but
yes.
check out the rest.
But he's like the whichever stone. He's like the thought stone. Yeah, he's like the yellow one. And on the other side we have like Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels is a stone. But hold on a second. There's some stuff that Kevin Samuels has said that I don't agree with. Hold on a second. I think personally, hold on a second, controversy. I think a high value man is a man who's good with the Lord.
Yep.
First and foremost, hold up. Because hold on, just controversy for a second. Love Kevin Samuels to bits. He's one of my infinity stones, yeah. But if we jump back 2,000 years, Kevin Samuels, high value man, was one of the money changers. Yeah, that Christ is turning the tables over. Want to go there? Want to go there? I love me some Kevin Samuels, right? But he's a stone pure for his reasoning. Do you understand? Dealing with modern women in this modern time, absolutely. But hold on, his high value man standards don't really correlate with my middle knuckle stone, which is GMS. Yeah, right? Loving the Lord, knowing the scriptures, living by the scriptures. Do you understand what I'm saying? Right? But then hold on a second, even with GMS turning me onto the truth, that's why that's the middle knuckle, that's the main one, that's my hardest one. We'll go over to Grandmaster J, who has a standing army, who had the world shook. The only person I know when the BBC went over there and spoke to him politely without sounding condescending. Yeah, the guy had a standing army. The guy who showed me the mathematical imprints in the Torah, which I didn't know was there, which blew my mind to the point where I can go up to anyone who partly believes in God, who's of our culture, and I can make him believe in God. Yeah, because of the rational mindset that we have. Yeah. Oh, you believe in fairy stuff? Oh, spirits. Okay. Yeah. Come sit down. Let me look at this. Yeah. Let's start with Genesis. Yeah. The first book, every 47 letters spells Torah. The last book, every 47 letters spells Horat. Right. And the middle book, every 7 letters spells Yahweh. Yeah. So blew my mind. It's telling you, like, to look towards this side, and the last book is telling you to look towards the other side, and the middle book is telling you God. Like, I'm done out here. A man came and showed me. Which man came and showed me that to restore my faith in God? Right. Grandmaster J showed me that, right, and that affirmed everything I know from the middle knuckle, which is GMS, right? Do the two mix with each other? No. If you put two together, there'll probably be a big explosion, right? But each one is pure, right? And you can have your infinity gauntlet of black speakers. Do you understand? You don't have to go with one, but they all go towards the hands. Yeah. Does that make sense, right? So. Yeah, like I remember listening to Sarnetta, and he said some stupid bullshit, stupid shit, right? And I was like, that's 100% not true, right? I'm done. You could have done 2 seconds worth of research to know that Gaddafi never took over Libya from no black man, right? He took over from the Idris family, the King Idris family. They took it over from the Idris family, took it over from black people. Get some facts right. That's basic. How are you going to have a big platform and get that wrong? Right, so but right, Sarnetta, I like the energy, loved all the original stuff. Eat the meat, spit out the bones. Yeah. Do you understand what I'm saying? And it's the same with all of them, right? But the top guys I have as an infinity gauntlet in my mind. Do you know what I mean? And occasionally the knuckle might change, the name might change, but no one's going to tell me that anybody. I'm not being specific in names, but no one's going to tell me that you're sitting down doing a YouTube video is going to be more influential on the culture and the people than a standing army, right? No one's going to tell me that. No one's going to tell me that. Don't talk to me. You sound stupid, right? You're talking about ephemeral digital data, yeah? Versus physical people.
Presence.
Right, thank you very much. It's not hard, and that's not dissing anybody, but that's a hierarchy in life. That's a man hierarchy that was established outside of America, thank you very much, that belongs to humanity. So whatever delusion America is on, because it's on some very mother of harlots, spiritual Babylon, they're on some delusional bullshit. Of course they are, but they're tackling it.
Brings me to another point, though, another big point that I think is going to be very important going forward, and I think we're kind of groping in the dark, but we're kind of eventually going towards the right direction, which is media. Right. Now, we've seen what black women have done in terms of establishing their own media, or even though to an extent they're being used by certain other people, but we've seen what they've done in terms of how they want to control their own, like the griot. The shade room.
Ooh, don't get me started.
Harriet's whatever it's called.
Okay, right. So
we've seen what black women are doing. So now, is it time for black men,
of course,
to put their money to like where their mouth is,
of course,
and establish black male media?
Right. So
Madame Noir.
Oh God, that's a disgrace.
And the crap they spill about black men.
The Roots. Yeah. The Roots. Yeah. We 100%. Like so.
Like name one black. Like I can't even think of a black apart from Black Avenger TV. I can't think of any other thing about black men.
Yeah, this is where like what I'm doing at the moment. People are getting onto me at the moment to formalize what I'm doing at the moment, and rather than just like I don't have a Cash App, I don't have a PayPal, I don't have a Patreon. Do you know what I mean? You've seen, like, since the lockdown, there's been a whole heap of podcasts that have, like, sprung up,
man. So many.
Right? And you talk about black media, it looks like it's starting to happen.
It is.
Unfortunately,
We're on the cusp of something here.
yeah, it's starting to happen. Do you watch Winners Talking podcast? Check out Winners Talking podcast, which they've got a podcast at the moment. It's really good, and I like their subject matters, and it's just kick back. You just kick back, listen to the brothers having a discussion. It's like, you know, when you have the discussions where half the people are cracking up most of the time, right? It's those conversations, and it's funny. It's on the money, right? They got a formula and it's working for them, and I love their show, right? Yeah. But yeah, as I said, I don't want to sound Boyce Watkinsy and go, I love their stuff, but here's an insult. But I love their stuff. I didn't know. It's like, I love their stuff, right? I do. I sit down and I listen to Winners Talking podcast, and that is, if you want to talk about black people and media and men and something, always say masculine shit. They got a t-shirt called Masculine Shit. Love it, and I'm gonna buy that t-shirt. Yeah, I'm gonna buy that t-shirt and support them. But yeah, they keep it masculine. Yeah, they keep it masculine, right? I haven't heard them address Kevin Samuels yet, right? But that's coming, obviously, right? And obviously the mainstream media, they don't want to deal with Kevin Samuels just yet. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit too much for them. They don't know how. They don't know.
They're still trying to figure out.
Yeah. How they're going to attack him?
Yeah.
How they're going to pull him down?
They're still trying to figure out how they're going to get him.
Yeah.
That's really all the weight is for.
Yep.
How are we going to attack the guy?
Yep.
That's got his facts on deck.
Oh, yeah.
How are we going to get him? And the number one route of attack, he's already dealing with, which is the woman. He has already, because white supremacy is going to go through you by a family first.
Absolutely.
That's how they're going to come at you first.
Absolutely.
And the fact that he has neutralized that off the get-go, man, they don't know what to do. They can't afford to let him on mainstream.
Yeah, but remember, he did spend the first 2 years talking to men. Yeah, he spent the first 2 years talking to men, and what really, and this is what showed me something that sunk my heart a little bit. I kind of knew anyway. You got Dr. Boyce Watkins, right? You got the Dr. Boyce Watkins, Kwame Brown shit going down. Have you been following that at the moment recently? Right? You've been watching Kwame Brown's streams? Yeah, I watch Kwame.
Man, he's cooking a whole can of worms, man.
Yeah, mama's cooking.
Breakfast Club.
Oh, Charlemagne needs to shut his mouth. Envy.
You want to talk about an industry that capitalizes on shitting on black people?
Envy looks stupid. Angela Lee's always sounded stupid. Since Kevin Samuels hit the top, you know, this is a website that you can see where you can see how much money everyone's making, right? Right, off YouTube, right? Kevin Samuels is eating into everybody's money, right? And everybody is cut because he's taken part of the market share. Grandmaster Jay did the same thing, but Grandmaster Jay wasn't making any money out of it. That's why everybody hated Grandmaster Jay, because he was taking so much audience share, and he wasn't even asking them to contribute any money. Wow. Right? So you're going to find a lot of people when they draw the audience share like that, all of a sudden they become hated, right? So Dr. Boyce Watkins,
in our community, that's standard.
Dr. Boyce Watkins started hating, right? You know, they're all at it, right? All the disingenuous ones hate, right? On someone coming up, right? So you got Dr. Boyce Watkins, his platform is Fly Nubian Queen. Yes. Right? So now you got, and I followed Vicky Dillon for a while.
Vicky went at him hard.
Vicky went at him hard, and it was so infantile, childish, immature. Right, it was a real letdown. It just, all they did was raise their skirt and show their ass and their fanny.
That's all they did.
That's all they did. And I was like, really? Right, going back to that Kevin Samuels, have you got a big dick? Motherfucker, you better know if you got a big dick or not. If I'm talking to another bro, right, and you're telling me that you're broke but you want a 10, have you got a big? You better have a big dick.
Exactly.
Yeah, you better have a what?
So wait, say made sense.
So I'm gay. I'm now gay.
What he was doing was essentially saying, look, as a young man, you've got no business being out here concerned about what women are choosing signals.
Yeah,
you need to get yourself together.
Exactly.
That was the essential gist of the conversation you were having with that man.
But you're going to take that little bit out.
Oh, you got a big dick.
Yeah.
Oh, you were moving out of context.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. The conversation is.
But hold on.
You have nothing to offer.
Let me give you something more scary. Right? That's the level of intelligence that rides with them hard.
Man.
And they got supporters, right? Not trying to feel superior or anything. But that's the level of intelligence. So now you got Vicky Dillard coming at Kevin Samuels. I'm like, this is a financial bottom line, right? Now you got Kwame coming up. This is a financial bottom line. Did you hear Dr. Boyce Watkins' conversation about Kwame? It was just pure insults, underhanded insults, insult, complimentary insult, comparing him to people negatively. Like, I'm like, can you get over? That's not being intelligent. Actually, that's not being, but because we're English, right? We see right through that shit easily, because we have.
You know why? We are accustomed to dealing with a higher tier of like a sarcastic.
Exactly.
Like what the Americans do is low level stuff.
Yeah.
You know, you want to talk about dealing with psychological warfare, you come to some white
exactly. But the beautiful thing I like about it is Kwame is just the pure, right? Kwame is just the pure, right? Like, I don't know, how can I put it? He's pure nigger. Do you understand? Right? Just destroying that fake, constructed psychological standpoint that Dr. Boyce has put together to try and say, I like him, but here's where it's so dangerous.
Yes.
The funny thing is, let me drop this, right? And I will put this in. Let me drop this, and I'm going to add all of this part in, right? I've been following the Bilderberg group for the longest, right? Since I was in my mum's house and I had the little radio, and a guy came on to LBC radio at the time when they used to have all the racists on. I used to listen to the racists. They used to be on 2:00 in the afternoon, all the racist people being on the LBC.
That sounds like me, man.
Yeah,
that's like me.
I used to listen to that shit.
I used to love listening to what they had to say. I want to know.
Yeah, all these Asians, they come on a bus, 5, 6, 7. I remember a guy came on and goes, "You say you're talking about the important stuff. How come you're not talking about the Bilderberg meeting?" That's right. I was like, "What?" I was about 9, 10. Right. I was like, "The Bilderberg." They cut him off. Raw. Now I got that. Didn't think about it for a while. The internet came along. Right. Done a bit of research. The Bilderberg group. Right. Okay, find out. Been following the Bilderberg group since then. Since about 13, 14, where they meet, blah, blah, blah. From the moment I had internet access, I've been following where the Bilderberg group have been meeting. About 4 or 5 years ago, the Bilderberg had, I saw the leaked Bilderberg agenda, and it was to counter the rise of popularism. Right? Counter the rise of popularism. Right? That was Bilderberg agenda 2 or 3. At the time, Jeremy Corbyn was on the way up, right? Right? And I could see Jeremy Corbyn was on the way up. I knew that the grassroots would vote for Jeremy as leader. This was early. And they had on their counter the rise of populism, right? Now, what's popularism, right? Dr. Boyce was using that term very freely, yeah? On Kwame Brown. Kwame Brown is a popularist. Kwame Brown's a popularist. Now, hold on a second. Let's just analyze this for a second. The term popularist, right, means that you're popular with the people, right? Hold on a second. But we already have a term. If you use the term popular, right, you're ingratiating a lot of positives onto the person just because everybody else likes it. You can't. There is no way you can ascribe negative to a person if you say they're popular. Popular means everybody likes them, right? But there's an alien term that's now been foisted, and I saw it about 4 or 5 years ago, and I remember the populist. Who are you to call someone a populist? What do you belong to call someone a populist? Are you not part of the population? If you're part of the population, that person is popular, right? Right? So I started thinking like, oh, it's a bit weird. Or am I just thinking some weird alien shit, right? But then it's filtered down. Now Dr. Boyce is using it to describe. A lot of people like him, but this is phenomenon. It's called populism, and he has it. That's why he's big right now. Oh, he's this term. It's not like he resonates. You don't want to say he resonates with the people, and I don't. Yep. Right? So that's why, and populist is pretty much a pejorative term. It's not a positive term. It's a negative term. The way they use it is as a negative, right? It's a pejorative, right? A populist is an annoyance, a nuisance, someone who's far above his station, way above his station. And if you look at what Dr. Boyce was also throwing in. He was saying he was scared for Kwame Brown because they're going to pull his page, and the establishment are scared of a black man who speaks his mind. And blah, blah, that means they ain't scared of you then.
Exactly.
That means they ain't scared of you. He defines, right, what Kwame Brown actually is, right? But also he betrayed himself using those definitions to be part of the Go Along to Get Along gang. By using those definitions, he's betraying himself. Now, I'm being expert in my use of language. He's just throwing these terms about, but he doesn't understand how it implicates himself. Yeah, using the term populist and then ascribing the term populist to another member of your culture, right? Who you should just say is popular in the culture. You're not a fucking alien. You're not from fucking Alpha Centauri to come to humans and go, oh, in the population, this guy's a populist. He has populism. That means most of the other people around him, they like him. Who the fuck are you?
That goes to how he views himself.
Exactly.
Like, the black society he views himself as.
Are you away from black society?
Yeah, he's like quote unquote what Pharrell would dub the new black. You know, the black elitist class.
Exactly. You're betraying yourself.
He views himself.
Exactly. And his terminology positions himself in that class. Does that make sense? Yeah. His use of words and his ham-fisted kind of slights and slander, right, which were very obvious to me, right, really does. He's not being smart. What he's doing, he's dog whistling to the elite. Yes. That he recognizes Kwame Brown is a threat. Do you understand? And he also dry snitched on him as well, right? Because he said if I went onto Facebook and Kwame put a post going niggas doing something or other, blah blah blah. Look at these niggas or something like that, right? And it's just Kwame just being Kwame. Yeah, this is what he's gonna say, right? But Dr. Boyce is like, if I did that, I'd get my page taken down. Hello, everybody over here, look, he's using the term niggers. How come he can use the term niggers and his page stays up? I think Kwame changed it and then just put like stars instead or blah, 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 changed it up. But that's fucking dry snitching, man. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Why are you drawing attention to that for? You trying to get the guy's page taken down? Right? So you see all of that stuff, eat the meat, spit out the bones. I was with Dr. Boyce for a long time, totally agree on his philosophy in terms of black business, and I totally agree in terms of the white supremacist outlook on certain things as it's framed, as he's outlined it, but he's showed himself to be part of the Go Along to Get Along gang, eat the meat, spit out the bones. Do you know what I mean? Same shit. Eat the meat, spit out the bones. Right. So anyway, that's my Kwame. Yeah, Kwame. Like, think about it. Right. He's Dr. Boyce coming at Kwame. Right. He owns Fly Nubian Queen. Right. Vicky Dillard is coming at Kevin Samuels. Right. Both of these guys, two masculine men. It's masculine shit. Yeah. Am I lying? There ain't no beta male shit. I'm sorry, Dr. Moist Watkins, but you kind of beta. Do you know what I mean? Right, so, right, even Kwame pointed out, like, Fly Nubian Queen and, like, was it, Michi X was the one who kind of was the donkey that rode that one to being popular anyway, right? So, yeah, as I said, eat the meat, spit out the bones. Do you know what I mean? Well, have you disagreed with anything I've said so far?
No, not at all, not at all. This is why I was like, if you're gonna call, I'm keen to talk to you because, like, I'm familiar with your work from previously already, so right. I pretty much know what to expect. And the fact that you're talking about all these content creators, that many people would be shocked to even hear you say you listen to this individual and that individual. They're like, what? Those two individuals conflict each other, and you're like, no, not necessarily. There's points that this person is making that correlates with this. Like this, there are even individuals, right, that are literally, this is how embarrassing this is. You have individuals that are literally saying the same thing and they don't even realize it. The animosity between them over jealousy over who's getting the traffic is clouding their judgment to the extent where you're both literally saying the same thing. But you're going at each other.
Yeah.
It's so embarrassing.
Yeah, I mean, Tommy's going at Kwame
You're saying the same thing,
Like-
but because you're jousting for that position, or who's going, it's like Highlander.
There can be only one.
Jousting for that top position, you want to throw the other brother in the dirt.
I like Kevin Samuels' way. Kevin Samuels is like the BBC. He just keeps his head forward, and keeps going. Yeah, scandals to the left, accusations to the right. Sorry, I got a show to do. Keep moving forward. Do you see the BBC like responding to every negative thing people say about them on Facebook? No, you don't. Do you understand? See, the newspapers will only write a retraction when they get something wrong. They'll go, "Oh, sorry," and they'll bury it in the back somewhere.
That's it.
Do you understand? You don't pay, like, if you're a business entity, you move forward. You're always going to get haters. You can't stop to smell the roses, man. You just got to be playing forward, and that's what Kevin's doing at the moment. I love that model. Anybody else who's turning around to try and put their name in his mouth has seen their balance drop. Right? Everyone was happy when Grandmaster Jay got arrested on those bullshit charges. Everybody was happy, and all the people that were happy, that's what when I looked at them side-eyed after that. All the people that were happy is because they looked at their bank balance, right? They looked at the balance, they looked at the viewers, and they were seeing that every time facts over feelings came out, a whole load of black people went, disappeared away from your life, and went and listened to another brother who wasn't even charging them, right? Who didn't even have a PayPal, didn't have a Patreon, didn't have a Cash App.
I am the king and will not be. I am the king and will not.